You're showing up, you're posting, you're recording videos on your phone and putting them out there, and nothing is happening. No inbound leads, no press inquiries, no producers calling, no clients saying they found you online. Just silence. And the worst part, you're watching people with half your experience, half your credentials, half your story getting featured everywhere, getting called, getting booked. That is not a talent problem. That is a framing problem, literally. Because here's what nobody tells you. Before you say a single word on camera, your audience has already decided whether to trust you in 3 seconds based entirely on what they see. The framing, the lighting, the background, the way you hold yourself in the shot. And if those things are not working for you, nothing else may either. I spent years at CNN and Fox News as a producer. I know exactly what makes someone look like an authority before they open their mouth. I also know what producers are looking for. By the end of this video, you'll know how to frame yourself, where to place your microphone, how to light yourself for authority videos. And those are the talk to the camera videos that you may want to post on LinkedIn, Instagram, potentially TikTok, depending on how creative you want to get. And I'm going to give you some tips to help you turn your thought leadership into content strategically so that you stand out and can build your digital footprint with authority to attract clients and potentially the press. So let's get to it. Before we get into all the tactical stuff, this is all part of my tutorial series that is a companion piece to my Unknown to Known podcast and Think Like a Producer series. Today, I'm going to help you with social media, framing, but in the future, we'll also do framing for podcasts, television interviews, and then I'll also provide more demonstrations on the types of lights I use and the mics that you could buy. All right, as you see here, I am holding a cell phone on a tiny little tripod that actually is also like kind of a gimbal. It just doesn't have a stabilizer. It's one of those tripods that I recommend for your desk. And as you can see, as I move around the room, the lighting is really different. You want to make sure that you have good lighting on your face before you record your video. A lot of people don't realize that the shadow, how much the shadows make an impact on yourself. So I want to make sure you see that I do have an LED light there. You also want to look at overhead lights. Overhead lights are horrible when you are recording a video. Make sure that if you only have overhead lights around, that you search for that window and stand in front of it. You'll get better lighting there than you will if you're in your room using overhead lights. I also have a link in the description to microphones that I recommend that go well with your cell phone. I would highly recommend that if you're going to record talk to camera videos that you use a microphone so your audio doesn't sound so tinny. If you download my visibility bundle, you'll get my on-camera ready checklist as well as a link to my Amazon storefront for all of this equipment. I highly recommend you get the Hollyland right there. That microphone's great. It's magnetic. You don't want to have it up close to your hair if you're a girl. That's why I'm waving at my hair. You want to make sure that it's a little bit lower. It's below where your mouth is, and that's going to help. We're going to break away again for a quick demo. When you are going to show up on camera, you really want to make sure that you are lit nice, you have your headroom for text if it's for social media, or that you're framed well for podcasting or a television interview. Usually people will guide you in that, but if they're not, you don't want to be too close, you don't want to be looking down, you don't want to be looking up, you want to be looking straight into the camera and you want to have good posture. Whenever you are on camera, you also want to make sure that you are your authentic self. Sometimes that requires you to do a few exercises. You can either laugh out loud, like, before you start talking, if it needs to be upbeat. If it's not upbeat and you need to be a little bit more solemn, you may want to take a moment for a deep breath before you start talking to calm yourself down so you have the right tone on delivery. Another thing is you want to think about your hands. Now, if I'm standing like this, that doesn't really look good. It looks more like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? So you also don't want to be too wild where your hands are not even on screen. So you really want to keep your hands in this area when you're on social media and you have a tight screen, and talk more with your wrists and your hands than actually moving your arms. You also want to think about moving. So, what's really doing well right now on social media is taking people along with you. So, walking with your camera really helps, but you want to provide a little bit of distance. So, you could get more of like a tracking camera, or you could just start further back and start walking toward the camera. This is something you'll see in television news quite often. It's like, hey guys, I just wanted to bring you along on this journey. Let's go. Something like that if you wanted to. Or you're just talking to the camera as if it's someone that's already with you. Maybe you're at the desk typing and then you turn and you say, hey, did you know? There's a way to do it to make people feel involved. Let me frame that a little bit better for you. So if I were to record at my desk, I would want to make sure that I'm in the middle of the grids. So if you have an iPhone or you have a cell phone that has grids on it, you want to use those grids. I would then make sure that my computer is in frame here. Move my camera, cell phone a little bit. Clear out the clutter from the frame. Get it out of the image. Okay. You want to kind of elongate yourself. That'll help you look a little bit taller, thinner, even for guys. So you want to have one leg kind of look, maybe jut out a little bit further than the other to give you a little bit of length if you feel like you're looking unflattering. And then you may want to tilt your computer so they can't see what's on your screen. Okay. And then maybe just type away. Oh, hey, did you know? Blah, 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 blah. That could be a way for you to have a visual hook and bring them into your content. Or you could just shoot some B-roll while you're here. Have fun with it. But make sure that when you're shooting your content, you're framing everything well. You want to make sure your background looks good. You're in the shot. You're not cutting off anything. And it really does describe visually what you're doing and how maybe your message can connect with your audience. I hope that helps. If you try this, tag me in your video on Instagram at Jamie_Maglietta. Remember, you have the experience, the credentials, the story worth telling, and you have probably even tried to get in front of the media, sent emails, written pitches, maybe even hired someone. And when you don't hear anything, it's the worst, right? You're doing all the work and you're like, why am I not getting anywhere? Sometimes you just need to change how you're strategically positioning yourself online. It could be your visibility problem. And here's why it may be happening. Sometimes your pitches just don't speak a producer's language. Another time, it's that they're searching you online and what they see isn't meeting their needs to put you on camera. They need to know that you're good on camera, that you can get to your point in a very tight amount of time, especially for television. For podcasts, they may want to see that you have engagement and an audience that's keeping up to date with what you're doing. Just remember, showing up, being visible is not vanity. It's authority, and it's building your legacy and brand. I spent years on the other side of the camera as a producer at CNN and Fox News. I was the one deciding who got the call and who got ignored. I know exactly what a pitch lands, and I know when it gets deleted. And if you are tired of being the best kept secret in your industry, I'm talking to you. And I'm offering a free visibility call. No pressure, just 30 minutes. You can check in with me. I do have a program called the Visibility Program. It's a digital course where this content comes from. There's a link in the description for a free call. Grab your spot today, and I'll see you online. Now let's get back to the tactical work that you should be doing and trying. And if you try it again, post it on Instagram or LinkedIn and tag me. I'll put my contacts in the description of this episode. All right, let's shoot one of those reels. This one will be a B-roll reel of you working at your desk. For this reel, we're going to make sure we don't have much clutter on the workspace, and I'm also going to take you along with me so you can see what I'm doing. If you're going to record B-roll working, you want to make sure you tidy it up. If you use a tripod, maybe you have that out, but I would clear the rest of your desk. You also want to make sure you're lit. This is not good lighting. As you can see, the light is starting to appear on this area. So why don't we shoot a few different angles? Ah, see, this chair looks funky. Stage everything. Okay. Then, then, then. So, guys, these tips are inside the visibility program. I also break down exactly how to turn that recording into a really nice video using CapCut. So, if you're looking to learn more about CapCut, I do a nice tutorial inside my visibility program. I'm also going to start offering some tips here on my YouTube channel because that seems to be one of the things that holds professionals back from showing up on camera to market themselves to both their clients and the press. Now let's look at a green screen reel. There are two ways you can go about this, either having a green screen or just removing the background. How to I'm going to show you how to create that green screen look without owning a green screen. And here's why. I have a green screen, and for some reason, because of my grays, it starts to reflect this green no matter what I do. So I've started to figure out other ways to do this on the fly, and here's something that you can try. You just remove the background. Make sure that you have a pretty clear background. You also want to be lit well, because if you're not lit well, it'll be hard to get rid of that background. So right now, when I'm looking into the camera, I feel like I need a little bit more light on me. So I'm going to adjust my lights a little bit. Okay, and so in the visibility program, I break this down further and then show you how to edit a green screen like video, removing the background in CapCut. There's a lot that I put into this visibility program, and I'm hoping that you'll check it out. If you're interested in the visibility program or just finding ways to become more strategic online, and you would love a producer's eye, reach out. I'm offering those free calls right now. May change if this is 2 years from the date I post it. But as of now, I am offering that free 30-minute call. So let's just review what we've gone over, and I'll add a few more tips before we wrap up this video. You really need to make sure that when you're recording videos for social media, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, if you are an authority, a thought leader, that you're showing up clean on camera. Your audio needs to be crystal clear, especially for that LinkedIn audience, which is primarily professionals. They may give you 3 seconds if you're lucky before they decide to scroll past you. And I know when you hear 3 seconds, you think, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to dance? No, just have really good audio, have a really good on screen hook. That's the text you would put above your head. You also want to make sure you're framed well. So when you are recording yourself, even if you're on a podcast, you don't want to be this close to the screen, okay? You want to be a little bit further away. So when you cut the video into a 9 by 16, you are all in the frame, your arms included. So framing is important. You also want to make some changes, to your recordings per platform. TikTok, it's a lot more, I guess you could say, forgiving. You could be, in your pajamas, or, not a big deal. But I think for LinkedIn, as of this moment, you want to be showing up more forward facing, more professional, because you're really sitting there with the people that could hire you or fire you. And you want to make sure that you're putting off a really good presence. You also want to be attractive to the media and show them how you would show up on camera. The setup needs to also be strategically positioned. You also want to make sure that you have good equipment. So, download that visibility bundle and grab my QR code to my Amazon storefront so you could see the type of lights that could benefit you. Avoid those overhead lights. Face a window if you don't have LED lights. But you should, if you're planning on showing up on camera, and if you do ever want to be on a podcast or a TV show from home, you should have the equipment ready to go. So when you get the call, you can do it. I hope this helps. The transformation takes time. Creating confidence through content is a great way for you to fine tune your messaging for print articles as well as podcasts and television interviews. And I hope that this video was a great tutorial. If you need more tips, pick up. This tutorial is the start of a little series I'm putting together to work as a companion with the Unknown to Known podcast and the Think Like a Producer series. These tutorials will focus on helping you frame yourself, light yourself, and show up confidently using all the new technology that's out there. There's so many great tools that can help you save time, and I want to make sure you know how to use it all. So I'll be doing more tutorials each week or bi-weekly on this channel. So let me know what you think of this one and tell me what you hope I can dig into the next time. I'm here to help you. I'm here to make sure that you can be camera ready for yourself, for your business, and for the media. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like this, and I'll see you on Instagram, Jamie_Maglietta.